Hi, this is Paul Shuren with Impact DataSource, and in this video I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on our economic and fiscal impact reports. I'll be reviewing a sample economic impact analysis for a firm, which is available on our website. There's some more detailed or more complex examples out there on our website, and there's some other more complex projects, but I'm just going to keep it simple with this report here just to give you an overview of what's included in a typical analysis. We perform economic impact analysis in two different ways. First, we do reports on a project-by-project basis, and so these are independent third-party analysis. They're prepared by experienced economists, so you don't have to get your hands dirty. They're affordable, comprehensive, and delivered quickly. If we've worked with your community before, we can turn it around in just a day or two. If we have to do some of that preliminary research, we can still get it back to you probably under a week. The other way we do economic impact analysis is with our models. We develop customized models that clients can use in-house. And so we have two versions of that, total impact and quick impact. There's more information on our website about those models, and there's actually another video that you can watch that goes into more detail on the models. But the models themselves produce reports that are very similar to the reports that we prepare for clients, and so this discussion will be pertinent to the models as well. The models are available on an annual subscription, so you can do an unlimited number of reports throughout the year. And in addition, we throw in one free impact analysis that we prepare for you, and this may be for a project that doesn't quite fit into the model, or just one where you need a third party to come in and look at the project. And so either way, whether it's through the model or whether it's through a report, the process is similar. And so we'll start out by getting some information on the project using one of our data sheets. And so we'll collect information such as the firm's investment in land, buildings, and furnitures, fixtures, and equipment, the number of jobs that are going to be created, the industry code that the firm falls under, and then some additional information on annual spending, sales, and inventory, and building fees, and so on. Let's jump over to the report right now. We can go through each section and just show you what we typically include and how we go about it somewhat. So here's the table of contents. And this just can let you jump straight to a section that you need. We'll go section by section here. The project summary is just kind of a description of the project or the facility in words, and just to make sure everybody knows what we're talking about in the report. First big section here is on economic impacts, and so here we're looking at the economic impacts over the first 10 years, and we can do other time periods as well, but we typically do 10 years. So that we have the total number of direct and indirect jobs to be created, and then some other associated numbers in terms of folks that are moving to the community, number of new students in the school, and so on. But then we also have the salaries that will be paid to these direct and indirect workers, and then some information about the property that will be added to the tax rolls in the community over this period as a result of the project. So once we have these numbers here for the economic impacts, we can translate them into costs and benefits to get that fiscal impact for the community. In this case, we have, in this example, we have 4 taxing districts, and so this is the additional revenues for the local taxing districts over the first 10 years. We can have as many taxing districts as you might have in your community. And so this, again, is just an example here. And these are from these 4 taxing districts, these are the additional revenue streams that they'll see. And it may change if you have different taxing districts. But the sales tax, property tax, so on are the common ones here. And then we also have additional costs for the taxing districts over the 10-year period, as you can see in this next table. Finally, we put it together with to get the net benefits, and then we can also bring it back to present dollars and get the present value of those net benefits. The graph below here, the net benefits, is just the distribution of the $8.5 million in net benefits, how it's distributed among the 4 taxing districts in this case. Below, the next table in this example is a little bit more detail for the city, so they can see exactly where their revenues and costs will be generated from. Just a little bit more information for the city. And again, another graph that shows kind of the stream of net benefits and the stream of the net benefits to the city over the 10-year period. And the next section is the analysis of tax abatement and incentives. And so here we'll first start talking about tax abatement. And so all the taxing districts except the school district are considering 50% tax abatement. And so we'll show you in terms of dollars what that equates to, and then over the 10-year period what it sums to. Then the city itself is considering two different incentives for the firm, totaling $1.8 million. And if the city considers those incentives as an investment in the project, you can calculate the rate of return and the payback period. And so we have, this is a range of incentives that they might consider, but we include the $1.8 million number. And you can see that that's associated with a 23% rate of return, and it will be paid back in 3.5 years. If they're unsure about that 1.8 million numbers, they can see what different values they might consider changing it to. If we go down a little bit further, we have a graph of this, just the cumulative net benefits versus the incentives, and you can see the intersections there at 3.5 years, so relatively quick payback period. And the next section is on methodology. We just give some description of how we came up with the economic impacts and perform the analysis. We use RIMS 2 multipliers from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. And then we have, in this one, we have a discussion on our state aid for the school district, as Texas has a little bit different calculation here, and so we just described what we were doing there. And then finally, we have a section about us and who performed the analysis. Then after this section, we have the three appendices, and here's Appendix A is really just a repeat of the data that the firm gave us, and the tax rates, and some of the assumptions that we used throughout. And so there's several pages of just kind of repeating those numbers that we used throughout the analysis. Appendix B gets into the detailed economic impact calculations, and so you can see, just we'll look at this first table, over the 10-year period, here are the direct jobs, indirect jobs, salaries for those two things. And so we've got it broken out year by year in this second appendix. And then finally, in Appendix C, we've got the detailed cost-benefit calculations. And so for each taxing district, we've got the benefits and we've got the costs, and we put it together to show the net benefits. And each of these is over the 10-year period. And so this provides the detail for those numbers that were up in the beginning part of the report. So as you can see, it's a 38. This particular one is a 38-page report. Provides all the detail that we used to come up with the numbers. If it's necessary, we also will put together an executive summary that will just kind of shorten this analysis. But it's always good to have the full detail back there in case someone questions something. You can go back and look at exactly what was calculated. And so finally, if you go out to our website, you can download this sample or other samples of our economic impact reports, and there's also copies of our models on the website, so take a closer look at all that information. And we'd love to hear from you if you have a project you want us to evaluate, or if you're considering getting a model. Please give us a call. Again, my name is Paul Shuren, and my partner's name is Jerry Walker. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video.